Stop, 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 stop. Just stop. It's so easy to fall into the trap of your licks sounding like scales. Think about it. We spend so much time practicing our scales over and over again, and that's great. We need to get to know the scale. We got to know the sound of it. Plus, it really helps to know where things are laid out on the fretboard. But pretty soon, those scale shapes and patterns are all we know how to do when it comes to playing a solo. Soloing like you're practicing your scales just sounds robotic. It's an easy trap to fall into, and it can lead to your solos sounding lifeless and boring. And we can instantly level up the feeling of this by swinging the beat. It seems like it might be a small change, and sometimes it can be a very subtle change, but it really has a big impact on the feeling. But first, what is swing and how do we add it to our example? Think of swinging the beat as taking the second eighth note in each pair of eighths and pushing it close to the next beat. The best way to really get inside this and to feel it is to have some examples. So here's a basic example in straight time. Here's the same part, but now swinging the beat. Pay attention to that second eighth note in each pair. In the blues, often our swing feeling is a triplet feel. If we squeeze 3 equal subdivisions into the space of those 2 eighth notes, we get this. But in the blues, we keep that triplet feeling alive, but we often skip the middle beat, which gives a distinctive shuffle feeling that helps turn this into this. Our solos begin to come alive when we play our lines with that same triplet feeling. Remember how robotic this sounded before? But now here it is with a little bit of swing added. Nice, but there's so much more that we can do. Let's actually use the guitar in an expressive way. This is something it's well suited for. And we can add a few simple techniques like slide-ins, hammer-ons, and grace notes that really help create a ton of feeling for even this simple line. I hope you can feel the difference. Just these tiny little additions really add up to something big, and it helps get some emotion across in your playing. Let's keep this vibe going for a few more measures. Now, the next trick truly is kind of sneaky. In fact, it's baked right into the note choices that we've already been playing. Did you catch it? We're actually avoiding the root note, A. We usually practice our scales from root note to root note, and while the root note gives us this coming home feeling when we're jamming, sometimes we have a tendency, I know I do, to stay a bit too close to home and never really go anywhere. Now, make no mistake, we used the root note. There are A notes used in the set of licks that I just played, but we didn't really camp out on it. Now, we've got some good ideas cooking, so let's extend this into a full 12-bar solo, keeping all these ideas in mind as we work our way through the composition. The thing is, we don't have to actually fall into this trap of having our jam sound like we're practicing scales. There are things that we can do as we're learning scales that help us avoid this trap from the get-go. And you can find out one way to do that by checking out this video next. So I'll see you over there. Until then, practice smart and play on. And thanks, Larry. Really appreciate you loaning me this guitar.